so back again with game 5. I will try to do it really quick, okay? So let's focus on the key aspects here. We are already seeing the reverse Nimzo Indian like b3 and d5. This is how the game goes, and obviously this could have been a different continuation, and we will see how this game is reached, okay? So this is not the right move that was played by Nimzovich here itself. It's a long back game. It was played in 1926. The engines were not as developed as today, so almost 100 years back. But we will see on the key ideas. So it's Nimzovich playing himself. Knight f3 is the continuation, and d5, and it's basically the same thing. Bishop b2. Now here bishop b2 is a dubious move because this is the most natural move, but still a dubious move. Well, because it's not good. Okay, this is not good. We should have reached with the natural order, but yeah. So knight c6 and e3. This is the more common. Instead of knight c6, this f6 is the right move. I have pointed out this multiple times. f6 with the idea of e5, and it now okay. But this setup is actually our very known reversed Nimzo Indian kind of setup. Okay, now, e3, knight f6. This will be some few quick sequences of moves: bishop b5, bishop d7, castle, e6, d3, bishop e7, knight bd2, castle, bc6, bc6, knight e5, and bishop e8. So in the previous game we saw rook to c8 being played. Now bishop falls back to e8. Okay, so what is the difference? Okay, the difference is there was a previous game where we saw where black had played queen c7. Okay, but we will see different games which kind of fall back to the same position. If queen c7 was placed were placed, we would have already seen that game. Okay, so let's see. After bishop e8, white's idea is very simple, and white does play f4. Okay, knight d7, and black challenges e5 at the first opportunity. Now, as a general principle of chess, you should always keep the tension, but white forgets that and goes knight cross d7. But this is not something that we learned, right? We learned the more obvious queen g4. Okay, so the thing is, Nimzovich had different plan, and this idea is to study the different plan. वो क्या समझ के ये गेम खेला, वही हम लोग पता करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, right? So this is something that is more important we should consider here, because here he is trying to go for a more central attack with e3 e4. That's why he didn't play this queen g4. नहीं तो वो खेल देता. ठीक है, he goes for knight takes d7, queen takes d7, and then he goes with this e4 move, what I was saying. But queen g4 is something that I would also play, more attacking, giving your opponent less time to think unless he is well prepared on it. So e4. Now because queen g4 now no longer makes sense for white after the swap on d7, because f6 खेल देता है वो, तो अभी queen g4 लाइन को आप हटा ही दो. ठीक है, e4, a4 going for the queen side, counter attack. Sorry, I missed a move, right? Yes, queen d7, e4. So this is not something that has been played here. So after queen d7, white went e4, and black goes for f6, queen f3, bishop f7, and a4. Black does have the bishop pair, Okay, a4, b6. So b6 is a better idea than a6, because after a6, a5, okay, then his queen side gets frozen. But now a5 is not allowed. There is a lot of play with a5. Like he can wait there, maybe a lot of things is possible. Okay, rook a e1, and now he goes for a6. Now f5, d takes e, queen takes e, forcing black's next move, kind of e5. Okay, another not a very suggested move, rook e3, but black has to be careful. Black goes with the b5 response, and the same ideas come into play. You see, the rook lift is a very classical thing that happens in the Nimzo Indian, also the reverse Nimzo Indian. Rook g3, king h8. This is prophylaxis. Knight f3, slowly coming into the game, and bishop a4. This is a bad move, guys. Sorry, not bishop a4. B takes a4, and suddenly white is plus. तो ऐसा क्या हो गया, ये b into a4 इतना बुरा क्यों है? It's just a simple exchange, right? Like I take, you take, and we are still equal. But no, there's a combination alert, guys, and the combination here is a beautiful move. Queen into e5, knight into e5. Now what's the problem with this? First, let me show you what's the problem with this. If f takes the knight, then queen takes the knight, and if bishop f6, okay, then queen into f6, because it's a mate. This is the problem. So this is something that you are not supposed to do this, right? Okay, so that's why f into e5 cannot happen. So knight e5, queen e8 is the move, and our classical queen g4 comes into the board. So all the ideas are kind of connected. Knight f7. This is not the best line. Okay, maybe knight g6 is a better line, but okay, knight into f7 is the check. Uh, Queen into f7, queen a4, queen d5, and you can see like we are slowly heading to end. So I will stop the game here. White is plus 2.3 up, and you can decide on your own how to continue on here. So the idea of the reverse Nimzo Indian stays same. If the response to b3 is d5, you continue with e3 and build a kingside attack with rook lifts and queen g4 maneuvers. You simply do not take on knight cross d7, because that idea is okay, but still this queen g4 idea eventually in the long run is a much better approach. So okay guys, I will bid goodbye and